cannot live fully in his mind without books and time to study them, in quotes, time to study them, without opportunity for travel and observation, or without intellectual companionship. Very important. To live fully in mind, he must have intellectual recreations and must surround himself with all the objects of art and beauty he is capable of using and appreciating. To live fully in soul, man must have love, and love is denied expression by poverty. Okay. A man's highest happiness is found in the bestower of benefits on those he loves. A man's highest happiness is found in the bestower of benefits on those he loves. Okay. Love finds its, okay, this thing, it never gets old. Love finds its most natural and spontaneous expression in giving. The man who has nothing to give cannot fill his place as a husband or father. So let me just say this quickly. This, when it comes to, there is this thing that when it comes to getting rich or money, it's always about man this, man that. The freedom and riches are even more enjoyed if you have it as a woman. So forget that this thing is saying man, husband, this wife also, because let's be honest, a lot of women are the breadwinners of their families. Forget that everybody's hiding it. A lot of women are the breadwinners of their family. As a citizen or as a man, it is in the use of material things that a man finds full life for his body, develops his mind, and unfolds his soul. It is therefore of supreme importance to him that he should be rich. It is perfectly right that you should desire to be rich. If you are a normal man or woman, you cannot help doing so. You cannot help doing so. It is perfectly right that you should give your best attention to the science of getting rich, for it is the noblest and most necessary of all studies. If you neglect this study, you are derelict in your duty to yourself, to God, and to humanity. For you can render to God and humanity no greater service than to make the most of yourself. Chapter 2. Let me see if we can take chapter 2. Chapter 2. There's a science of getting rich, and it is an exact science, like algebra or arithmetic. I'm really bad at math. There are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. Once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will get rich with mathematical certainty. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich, while those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work or how able they are, remain poor. It is a natural law that like causes always produces like effects, and therefore any man or woman who learns to do things in a certain way will infallibly get rich. That the above statement is true is shown by the following facts. Getting rich is not a matter of environment, for if it were, all people in certain neighborhoods would become wealthy. The people of one city will be rich, while those of other towns will be all poor. Or the inhabitants of one state will roll in wealth, while those of an adjoining state will be in poverty. There are rich people abroad, there are poor people abroad, there are rich people in Nigeria, there are poor people in Nigeria. It's everywhere. But everywhere we see rich and poor side by side in the same environment and often engaged in the same vocations. When two men are in the same locality and in the same business, and one gets rich while the other remains poor, it shows that getting rich is not primarily a matter of environment. Some environments may be more favorable than others, but when two men in the same business are in the same neighborhoods and one gets rich while the other fails, it indicates that getting rich is the result of doing things a certain way. And further, the ability to do things in a certain way is not due solely to the possession of talent, right? For many people who have great talent remain poor, while others who have very little talent get rich. We're talking about Cynthia Morgan and Tiwa Savage, or Tiwa Savage, Cynthia Morgan, and Shay Shay, right? Three very talented women. One is rich, the other one's nowhere to be found. Studying the people who have got rich, we find that they are an average lot in all respects, having no greater talent and abilities than other men. Okay, let me take that again. Studying the people who have got rich, we find that they are an average lot in all respects, having no greater talents and ability than other men, right? Shay Shay, Tiwa Savage, they can both dance and sing, yet Tiwa Savage is richer. It is evident that they do not get rich because they possess talents and abilities that other men have not, but because they happen to do things in a certain way. Getting rich is not the result of savings or thrift.